Hey guys, Joe here with the Fire Relay team. Today I wanted to talk about cost segregation because it's coming up on the end of the year and the rules on bonus depreciation will be changing in 2023 2024. So basically it's a bit more advantageous to purchase something in 2023 so versus 2024 because you're allowed to take a larger 80% instead of 60%, a larger bonus depreciation, um, anything purchased in 2023. So if you can hit a closing um, by December 31st, if you're going to do a cost segregation study, which to be concise, if you're a real estate professional, which means you can show that you have 750 hours or more in real estate, or I'd say, in my, I don't know, opinion, if you have a larger portfolio, because if you have a larger portfolio, you're going to have enough income off of it on it that it'll be worth it to do some studies and wipe it all out. You can literally I don't understand how some of these people claim, and I'm not sure if they really do claim like, oh, I don't pay any taxes. Like I find that so garbage. However, it's easy, I would say, it's arguably easy to not pay any taxes on real estate income. And because cost segregation just wipes so much of it out. Um, but these people who are millionaires and say they don't pay any taxes. When I figure that one out, I'll make a YouTube video and share it with you. Um, anyways, um, so cost segregation, you're going to be able to pull out in 2022, you could take 100% yield, which is what I did. And I'm going to show you on this analysis. 2023, 80%, 2024, 60%, 2025 is going to be 40%. And, it's a 5-year phase out. Anyways, let's get into it. So normal house, um, this one purchased for 193,000. You would be able to depreciate the value of the real estate property, not the land, over 27 and a half years. So it's usually 10 to 20% allocated to the land. It's just an average number. I have a very small lot. Most of these lots are small, so I feel fine using just 10%. Make up whatever number you want because there's no official number. So as long as you don't get audited and they disagree with you. So anyways, we take 90% of this number. We got the land. So I'm at 173,700. So I can depreciate that over 27 and a half years. So basically I can show a $6,316 loss every year. So if I'm taxed at 38%, I get to show that say I made 10 grand, I get to write off 6,000 of it and show that I only made 4 grand, which basically saves me $2,400. That's in my pocket money that this depreciation is saving me. If you do a cost segregation study, what a cost segregation study does is it pulls out a portion of this $173,000 and allows you to bonus it and just write off a massive amount in year one. The technicalities of how you're able to do that, but not the full explanation, is you break down these items that are 5-year depreciation schedules, 15-year depreciation schedules, and the regular 27 and a half year. Normally, you have to take the conservative 27 and a half if you don't do a study. If you do a study, tax code says, okay, cool, you can break these into 5 years and 15 years. And even without bonus is just rolling these 5 and 15 years into one. Even without bonus, you can still speed this along. And I'm going to write these off in 5 years and this in 15 years, which puts a little more in your pocket. But with bonus depreciation, I get to combine my 5-year and 15-year columns and show a massive loss on year one. So it usually ends up being about around 30% of this number usually ends up being what a normal cost segregation study will yield you. So 5-year, we got about 27.88%, 15 years, 3.84. So we combine those numbers, this 48 and 6,000, and that's where I get this 55,000. So instead of a $6,000 yield every year, Year one, I'm going to take 55 grand of this 173,000. And that's just a massive loss. Now, this property maybe makes 10K. So I get to wipe off that 10K, pay no tax on that. I got 45 grand left over. I, as a real estate professional, I'm going to apply that to other income. Um, and same thing, if you have a large portfolio, you can wipe out multiple properties of income with one study. Um, so it's just massive. I said it, so now I got to talk on it. Real estate professional. If you're in real estate for 750 hours or more, you get to designate yourself as real estate professional. Basically, you get to take these passive losses and write it off against any of your other income. If you're not an agent, property manager, self-managing, whatever, the most common way to do this is to get 1 or 2 or 3 short-term rentals and self-manage those. Because then it's pretty easy to show yourself working for 750 hours if you're self-managing, because that's considered active. It's worth it. Get a break-even short-term rental, get 3 of those things, and maybe some of your favorite areas or just locally. You're like, it doesn't show their break even, but you get to use this. And I'm telling you, when you look at the time value of money of how much money this puts in your pocket, hint, hint, this green number right here, um, it becomes really worth it because you can take this and go buy more houses and just continue your snowball. So, anyways, the study pulls out 55 grand. I'm going to show this as my loss from my study. That's the big advantage. Some people might be like, well, yeah, but I kind of would rather the $6,000 every year. Yeah, but the rest of this doesn't go away. You pull out 55 grand of this 173,000 and write it off in year one, but you're still left over with 118,000 that you get to write off now for the next 27 and a half years. So you're still writing off 4,300 every year for the next 27. You just took this big upfront one. And now you take 4 grand after that. So you add these up, it's a $59,000 loss in year one. Again, if I'm taxed at 38%, just a random number, everybody's going to be different. So everybody's numbers are going to be to your situation. But for this example, that's a 22,000 savings in my pocket. So literally $20,000 more by doing this study. Now you got to pay for the study, so take away 2 grand, 2,500. This is taking 100%. So what changes in 2023, changed past tense, is you can only use 80% of this number. So if I can only use 80% of this number, again, it doesn't go away. I can only use 80% of this 55, and then a little bit more rolls over into this 27 and a half years number. So it's not lost, it's just a little bit less time value of money. So instead of 22,000, it becomes 18,000. So, I mean, 4,500 bucks different. I kind of want that extra 4,500 in my pocket. And if you, same property, if I close on this December 31st, I got 18 right in my pocket. If I close on this January 1st, I got 13,500 in my pocket. Again, that 5 grand to me, I want it, so that's what it is. This is on a $200,000 property. The higher the price, all these numbers explode. Or if you do this on multiple properties, it explodes. But again, this really trims up. But I'm going to be doing this for 10 single family homes this year, and every property that I buy, I'll do it because I want you start stacking up money in your pocket now. Just go buy another house with it. Start this number all over again. So hopefully that helped. I know it's a tough topic. Bob did these studies. Bob did them. He's good. I like talking to him. You can for single family and cheaper house, you might be able to find a company that does them for cheaper and stuff like that. But I like his reports and stuff. Okay, 2 more things. If you are not the real estate professional, but you're doing a cost segregation because you have the larger portfolio and you want to wipe out all of your real estate income, um, this is perfect. And if you get this 55, 50, $59,000 yield, and say that doesn't cover, or say it covers more, say you only showed a $40,000 income on your real estate portfolio, you get to roll this over. It doesn't disappear. All you do is you take that 15 grand and just roll it over into next year. So again, non-real estate professional, you have a decent portfolio of rental properties. You want to not pay any taxes on your real estate portfolio. Do a cost segregation study, wipe out all of your real estate income, and then if you have a little left over, roll it over into next year, and then next year do another study. And again, I mean, I don't find it very difficult to not pay taxes on your real estate portfolio income, but you're still making money. Again, this is a paper loss, not an actual loss. And then another example that I think is helpful. This is how to do quick math on this. So purchase price. This is why the numbers don't make sense on large multifamily houses. Because of what I'm going to show you here right now. So you say you're buying $1 million 10 unit. I'm going to take out my 10% for land. So $1 million, take out, you're left with 900,000. And what I said earlier was you can typically assume around 30% is likely to be what your yield would be from a study. So when they do this study, they're going to pull out those 5-year, 15-year items. And that the totals of those between 25, maybe 35. It depends on the study. I mean, that's what they're doing is they're looking at what items fall into that column. But let's just say 30%. So I'm going to take out 30% of this, 30%. Bam. I have a $270,000 loss right there. And without even doing what's left on the 27 and a half, if I'm taxed at the 38% tax bracket, I can take a $270,000 loss by buying this $1 million property year one. That's 100 grand. So say you're a real estate professional and you make 200 grand for whatever way, go out and buy $1 million rental property that does not cash flow, but you're going to cut your taxes and you're going to put 100 grand in your pocket. To buy that by 12 months, now you're talking some money. So purchase price, take 90% and then take 30%. That's a rough estimate. And then tax liability. There it is. Hopefully that helps.